And welcome back to the Field Coach Expert Podcast, where we talk about the wins, lessons, and aha moments that help franchise teams shift from firefighting to building strong, growth-focused systems. Today, I'm joined by Abe Dunaway, one of our amazing advisors here at AC Inc. And he's been working closely with brands like Back9 Golf to help them strengthen their field support and really focus on franchisee satisfaction. Now, franchisee satisfaction isn't just about answering questions or solving problems. It starts with, of course, a really strong business model, clear expectations for your candidates when you're going through the recruitment process, and continues with excellent onboarding, training, community building, and coaching for growth. Abe, I know you've been right in the middle of helping many brands make this shift. And so we're going to really dig in today, talking about franchisee satisfaction and what it really means. And with the work that you've done with Back9, how you approached it, and what other brands can learn from the Back9 franchises journey. So let's dive in. Welcome, Abe.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Excited to talk about this topic.
Well, me too. And I know you're a little nervous, which a lot of people coming onto the podcast are. So don't worry, I'll go easy on you. It's gonna
I
you're
do
gonna be
appreciate that.
surprised. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, usually behind the scenes, making some changes, rarely with the microphone and the camera in the face. So we'll
Right.
see how it goes.
Well, I appreciate you being here. So
Absolutely.
let's talk about this is a subject that is near and dear to my heart as a former franchisee.
Mhm.
Everything that we're working with my system was about making me happy. That's what I wanted. I was always
Yeah.
like, what are you going to do for me? How are you going to make me more satisfied in my role as your franchisee? And so Abe, I'd love for you to tell us what you think maybe kind of the definition is of franchisee satisfaction, or what that means.
I like it. You led that with the happy
Mm,
phrase, and that is important. But franchisee satisfaction, it's not just about asking, are they happy? It's whether they feel supported, they
nice.
feel capable, and they're confident in their business. And it goes far beyond just operational support. Satisfied franchisee, they're one who has clarity on expectations. They feel connected to the brand's mission,
Mm,
connected to their own businesses, and they have the resources to thrive. They feel, well, they are prepared and they feel it.
mm,
So that is
nice.
important.
Yes.
Yeah,
Spot on.
the onboarding, the training, ongoing support, they're all building blocks and the step along the way towards that satisfaction. They're going to set the tone for the trust and that long-term success that we
Mhm.
have together. And so how we set these up and support them along the way, it really does matter how we're doing that. Um, and when you lead with satisfaction, that profitability, the growth that we really want to see from them, it'll follow. And so when franchisees feel supported, they perform better, which is good for them. It's good for us as coaches, and it also strengthens the entire system as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It really isn't like the old days when brands would, you'd be lucky if you had an ops manual, maybe some brand guidelines, and go out and maybe we'll give you a little training
Yeah.
and call us if you need us.
Here's the book.
And
Good luck.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Brands realize, and we're shouting this from the rooftops, that if we want to help our franchisees be satisfied, growing their business, profitable, which then in turn for us helps us be a stronger system. We're making more royalties. We can strengthen our system. That is
Yeah.
really the secret sauce. And what does that mean? Is
Yeah.
all the things that you've just said. It really, really
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah. Good
So,
for that revenue, also good for development and
mhm,
validation as
mhm,
well.
for
So that
sure.
growth.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about Back9 Golf, who we
Yeah.
just adore as
Yeah.
you know, a client. They've been a client of ours. I don't know how many months now, but I believe they came to us last maybe late winter, spring, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yep.
And I just can't say enough. I'm actually doing an interview with their director of franchise success later on today. Um, and
Nice.
they came to us because they wanted to do it right. They were an emerging brand growing fast, and their whole focus was we want our franchisees to be satisfied.
Yeah.
AC Inc., what do we need to do? Help us. Because we don't want to make the mistakes that so many systems make as they're trying to figure it out on their own. We want to do it right. We want to do it right from the beginning. So tell us a little bit more about that, Abe, about where they were in terms of franchisee support and satisfaction when they we first started working with them.
Yeah, definitely. When they first came to AC Inc., they were passionate. They were eager to fill any gaps, as you said. Recognize the need for some growth and development there. They've been an incredible team to work with in that respect, and really enjoy every conversation, every call that we have together. And like so many rapidly growing brands out there, they really were stuck in more of a reactive support cycle, which can really impede that satisfaction on the franchisee end. Support for them often meant troubleshooting issues rather than proactively coaching for long-term growth and really keying into that satisfaction piece. The franchisees, they had energy, they had ideas, but lacked a lot of consistent systems and rhythms of support and guidance on personal and professional growth in there. So the pain points were clear from
Mhm.
the onset. They were unclear about their expectations. There was inconsistent communication and support happening, and really limited growth focused coaching. So it was more reactive in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so
Yeah.
I know that one of the things that they wanted when they came to us was a proper coaching structure so that they
Mhm.
could be proactive as opposed to reactive. So I know
Yeah.
you have been working with them on implementing strategic growth coaching. So
Yep.
do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we introduced the strategic growth coaching framework, and it's a structure that moves brands from just firefighting to more of a proactive field support in that role. And so with Back9 Golf, this meant creating regular rhythms and scalable tools with that, structured calls, the use of our strategic growth coaching toolbox, and putting it into their system and really customizing it for them and a focus on future growth rather than just immediate problems that were popping up.
Mm-hmm.
So we use tools like the action matrix, the scorecard, growth plans to really help franchisees see priorities clearly and take ownership of them. And so it shifted the role of field coaches from just fixers to real, true strategic partners in that, building trust and accountability, and in the end, higher satisfaction levels and franchisees.
Nice, nice. So, I know I do want to get to what Back9 has been experiencing, kind of digging into what you just said. Um,
Mhm.
but before we do that, you alluded to it earlier. What other things are those keys to franchisee satisfaction, and why are they important elements to have that drive satisfaction?
Yeah, and you called out a lot of these at the very beginning, at the top of this. First, that solid business model with clear expectations, even in the development stage
Mhm.
with this, as we're just having those early conversations. Without this foundation, the satisfaction, it's shaky from day one. So that's important. Then we look at onboarding, training, and support with this. It needs to be more than just operational. Franchisees, they need to leave their onboarding. They need to leave coaching calls feeling confident, while at the same time not feeling overwhelmed with that. Business skills development, very important and sometimes gets overlooked in the
Mhm.
shuffle. Includes teaching leadership skills, financial literacy, growth strategies for themselves and for their businesses, not just how to run the store. Kind of as we were talking, here's the book, good luck, go have fun. Um, it's more evolved, it's more holistic than that. What you need, there's culture and community in that, creating peer-to-peer connections, often what keep franchisees engaged when challenges come. And that peer-to-peer comes with franchisees talking to each other, or even us as coaches having that relationship with the franchisee, and providing coaching and ongoing support that adds value. This isn't about quick fixes or firefighting, but it's real conversations that help franchisees think strategically about their growth.
That's right. That's one of the things is when coaching is just reactive
Yeah,
or operational, your top performing franchisees or your legacy franchisees will quite often be like, ah, I don't need that. What's this person going to
yeah,
tell me that I don't already know?
yeah,
And that is such a missed opportunity that we have talked about in the past on some of these podcasts that we do,
yeah,
is really, and you said it when you said coaching that delivers value.
yeah,
That is the
yeah.
key when
Really
it comes to,
important.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've mentioned on other podcasts on this the difference that we see in consulting versus coaching.
Mhm.
And I'll maybe, as we go through, talk a bit more about that. But
Mhm.
that's important. Are we coming with answers, or are we coming with questions and
Right.
growth opportunities?
Yes, absolutely. We have done some consulting versus coaching. And if a listener is here and doesn't know what we're talking about, go find the episode or some of our episodes on coaching versus consulting, because
Yep.
we for sure dig into that a lot more. Okay, let's go back to Back9. So,
Yeah.
and I know they just came with us a handful of months ago, and we're working with them. We're nowhere near finished working with them. So not
Yeah.
everything is figured out, and not all I's are dotted and T's crossed. But I'm sure, and I know, I've heard rumblings along the way that we've heard some really good feedback from what the franchisees at Back9
Mhm.
have said and are experiencing. So, do you want to talk a little bit about these changes that either you've
Yeah.
witnessed or we've heard or the leadership team has expressed to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, franchisees, they really have seen an immediate improvement on consistency from their coaches, and really an improvement of the quality of coaching as well. They have begun to engage more actively in the coaching calls. They come prepared, they ask stronger questions, they're applying tools, being accountable for what they say that they're going to do, which is always important. As a stronger community is evolving here and emerging, and franchisees are sharing best practices with their coaches and with one another, instead of just working in silos. And so we see satisfaction increasing as the franchisees, they feel less alone and more confident in their path moving forward. And so, from this, we expect to see tangible shifts towards profitability and engagement as well. Like you said, it's a little early to tell. We're just um, kind of releasing these, launching these in the system. But franchisees are thinking beyond the day to day, and that task focus, and really focusing on growth opportunities, taking ownership of their business, and taking pride and satisfaction, to tie in this topic, and doing so.
Awesome. I love this for Back9 because they're
Yeah.
just such a great leadership team who want to do things the right way. And so I love to see it for them, and I'm excited for their growth and their current franchisees and future franchisees. So, Abe, that was very well said. And we are always here at this podcast, AC Inc. We, as much as we would love to work with lots of brands and help with this transition, it's not just about that. It's really about spreading the word and helping other systems do it right for their franchisees. So I'd love to talk about maybe some lessons that you've learned, you've seen, whether with Back9 Golf or other brands. What are some lessons that you've learned that we can maybe share with our audience so that they don't fall into the same, pitfalls, and that they can focus on doing the things that they need to improve franchisee satisfaction?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's not assume that solving operational problems directly equals satisfaction. That's just the baseline. That just breaks you even on that. We need to go beyond fixing and look for long-term growth and empowerment opportunities with the franchisees and how those can impact satisfaction. Um, one small shift that you can make that makes a big impact is consistency. And I hear this time and time again, a consistent coaching rhythm, whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever it is, can change how franchisees view support, how they view you as their coach, and how they view the entire system and the franchisor as a whole. Um, Also, find a way to measure that satisfaction. Surveys can be a great measurement for this. You can also look at engagement in your calls, collaboration among other franchisees. You can look at their commitment to achieving goals and tasks that they have, and whether franchisees are leaning into growth conversations. So all good ways, good lessons learned throughout the
Right.
process.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one of the things we do on this podcast is we challenge our audience. And so if there is someone, a franchisor or even a leadership team member at a franchise system listening right now, and they are thinking to themselves, or you are thinking to yourself, man, do we ever need to strengthen and improve our franchisee satisfaction? What would be
Yeah.
one thing that listener could go away and do this week? An easy thing they can just go and do this week that would be a step in the right direction.
Yeah, wow. Limit it to one thing. I would say just very simple. Book one call this week with a franchisee that isn't about fixing.
Mm,
Ask about them, ask about their goals for the next quarter, ask about next year, talk about anything else, just to have the basis of that call not be about fixing problems.
nice. Good one. Well, thank you for sharing your insights, Abe, and love the work that you're doing with Back9 and of course, all of your other clients as well. And I love seeing how focusing on satisfaction has helped Back9 shift from doing that firefighting to building a stronger system. And so for those of you listening, franchisee satisfaction isn't just a buzzword. It's really the foundation of profitability, growth, and long-term brand success. So take one thing from today's conversation and try it this week with your own team or your franchisees. And then until next time, go be awesome.